Parents, when a young child refuses to say sorry, it is usually not defiance. It is often emotional overload. At ages 3 to 5, children are still learning how to name feelings, slow impulses, and understand another person's pain. A forced apology may create compliance in the moment, but it does not always build empathy, repair, or emotional understanding. What helps most is calm co-regulation first, because a dysregulated child cannot easily access reflection, language, or responsibility. When your child has just hit, grabbed, shouted, or broken something, begin by lowering the emotional temperature in the room. Use a steady voice, a slower pace, and simple words, because your calm nervous system becomes the model they borrow. Instead of saying, "Say sorry right now," try saying, "I can see something went wrong. Let us slow down together." This small shift reduces shame, keeps connection open, and makes it more likely your child will stay emotionally present. Children learn empathy through repeated, guided experiences, not through pressure, fear, or long lectures after a mistake. Your goal is not to win obedience. Your goal is to teach awareness, accountability, and repair in a safe way. First, help your child notice what happened. Keep the description concrete and avoid labels like bad, rude, or selfish. You can say, "You pushed your friend, the blocks fell, and now your friend is crying." This language teaches cause and effect, which is the foundation for later moral understanding and self-control. Next, help your child notice the other person's feeling, but keep the emotional language simple and clear. Try saying, "Look at his face, he seems sad," or "She looks scared," or "Your sister seems upset." Young children need visual and emotional cues repeated many times before they can recognize them without adult help. After that, help your child notice their own inner state, because children often act before they understand themselves. You might say you really wanted the toy, you felt frustrated, or you were mad when waiting felt hard. This is not excusing behavior. It is teaching emotional literacy, which lowers defensiveness and increases cooperation. When children feel understood, they are more willing to listen, because they no longer need to fight for validation. Only after connection and reflection should you guide the apology, because now the brain is more available for learning. Keep the apology short and natural. Children do not need perfect wording. They need sincerity and support. You can model with phrases like, "I am sorry I hurt you," or "I am sorry I knocked it down." If your child cannot say the words yet, offer choices, because choice gives a sense of safety and control. You can ask, "Would you like to say sorry with words, with a hug, or by helping fix it?" Repair matters more than performance, because empathy grows through action, not through memorized, polite language alone. Sometimes a child says sorry quickly without meaning it, because they want the uncomfortable moment to end. In that case, slow down again and guide them back to the real purpose of an apology. You might say, "Sorry means I know you were hurt and I want to help make it better." This teaches that apology is not a magic word. It is part of responsibility and relationship repair. If your child refuses completely, avoid turning the moment into a power struggle, because learning will shut down. A child who says no may be feeling shame, fear, anger, exhaustion, or simply developmental limitation. You can respond with calm confidence, saying, "I will help you. We can do this," when your body is ready. That response protects connection, sets a limit, and avoids humiliating your child in front of others. Many parents worry that gentle guidance means weak discipline, but calm structure is not permissive parenting. You can stay warm and firm at the same time. Saying hitting is not okay, And we will repair this. Children need both boundaries and emotional safety, because one without the other creates either chaos or fear. When parents use shame, children often focus on their own discomfort, not on the effect of their behavior. They think I am bad or I am in trouble, instead of understanding I hurt someone and can repair it. Shame makes children hide, deny, or resist, while guided accountability helps them face mistakes with courage. This is why tone matters so much, because children remember the emotional experience more than the exact words. If apology becomes associated with humiliation, they may avoid it, fake it, or resent it later. If apology becomes associated with honesty and repair, they are more likely to use it genuinely over time. For children between 3 and 5, repetition is essential because one lesson rarely becomes a stable habit. Use the same simple sequence every time. Name what happened, name feelings, guide repair, reconnect. Predictable structure lowers anxiety, helps memory, and gives your child a map for future social situations. It also helps parents feel less reactive because you are following a process instead of improvising in stress. Remember that children learn from watching you more than from listening to instructions about behavior. If you speak harshly and later avoid apologizing, your child learns that power excuses poor behavior. If you say, "I am sorry I raised my voice," your child sees that adults repair too. This is one of the strongest ways to teach apology, because modeling creates emotional credibility. You do not lose authority when you apologize. You gain trust, respect, and long-term influence. Parents sometimes ask, when should I insist on sorry? And when should I let it go? A helpful rule is this: insist on repair, but do not force perfect words in a flooded moment. Repair can include returning the toy, rebuilding the tower, bringing ice, drawing a kind picture, or trying again. These concrete actions are especially effective for young children because movement often comes before mature language. When the body helps repair, the heart often follows, and the words become easier and more meaningful. If your child harmed a sibling often, look beyond the apology moment and study the repeated trigger. Was the child hungry, overstimulated, jealous, tired, rushed, or struggling with transitions and waiting? Behavior patterns usually reflect lagging skills or stress points, not simply a character flaw. When parents understand the pattern, they can prevent more harm instead of only reacting afterward. This might mean shorter play sessions, clearer turn-taking, more connection time, or earlier rest. Prevention is not spoiling. It is intelligent support for a developing nervous system and immature brain. For some children, apology is especially hard because they are sensitive, stubborn, anxious, or easily overwhelmed. These children often need more time, fewer words, and a parent who stays emotionally regulated. Your calm presence teaches the child that mistakes are survivable, relationships can recover, and honesty is safe. That lesson is bigger than manners. It becomes the basis for resilience, empathy, and healthy attachment. When a child finally says, "I am sorry," do not overpraise as if they performed for approval. Instead, reflect the meaning. You noticed your friend was sad, and you tried to make it right. This supports internal motivation, so the child connects apology with values, not with earning rewards. After repair, reconnect warmly, because children learn best when correction ends with restored connection. A brief hug, a soft smile, or returning to play tells the nervous system the relationship is safe again. That safety makes future accountability easier because the child no longer expects rejection after mistakes. Over time, your child begins to internalize the sequence. Something happened, someone feels hurt, I can repair. That is how conscience develops in early childhood. Slowly, relationally, and through many supported repetitions. So when your child resists saying sorry, see the moment as a teaching opportunity, not a character verdict. Stay calm, stay close, guide awareness, guide repair, and trust that empathy grows through practiced connection. The long-term goal is not a polite child on command. It is a compassionate human being with integrity. And that growth begins in everyday moments, with a parent who chooses guidance over shame and connection over control. In small daily moments, your voice, your pace, and your way of repairing become the emotional script your child carries forward,